Victory Lives with Nicole Elizabeth Squires, only on LA Talk Radio.
Well, I want to welcome you to the Recovery Switch tonight. We thank you again for joining us,
Yes,
as
thank
you
you.
do every Sunday with my co-host Chuck Mason. We're here to empower you. We're here to make you know that there is something better around the horizon. You have a purpose. You have a vision to go on and make your dreams come true. Do not sit there. Do not feel still. You can move forward. Today we have a guest called, her name is Shelly Michelle. She is amazing. She's a self-made lady, and no one gave her anything. She's not with a silver spoon in her mouth, but she did it. And this month, we're here to show you empowering women. So stay tuned. It's all about women in the month of October. It's also Child Abuse Month, about abuse, sexual abuse, whatever abuse. That's the month we're in. So we're going to discuss some of these issues this month. So welcome.
Welcome,
Shelly.
Thank you so much for having me. I mean, this is so wonderful. I'm just kicking off this tour, and here we are. I couldn't be with a better hostess.
Oh, well, I
thank
am
you,
so
Shelley.
glad you came.
Hostess with the mostest.
Hey now.
We're a little a la Maryland tonight, I guess.
All right. Yes,
Well,
you
you
are.
know, the reason she is actually just as Marilyn, because she is also a person who has imitated Marilyn over the years. She is also Miss Armed Forces that
Yes.
over the years, and she still holds that title. But what is remarkable about her, she has been a body double. She's the world most
Well-known.
well-known body
body
double.
double, yes.
And for 85 times you've been a body double. I know.
85 stars. I mean,
85 stars,
probably
right?
more.
Oh, okay. So
Wow,
I
that's
said a little
awesome.
wrong. So tell me a little bit. We're going to get back into
Okay.
her body double,
Where do you wanna
who
start?
she is, because it's a gamut. Okay, so
Yes.
we're going to start off with, where were you born? Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Hollywood,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
and but my descent is German, Swedish.
Okay.
All right.
And,
So how, as you were raised, in Hollywood, you went to school in Hollywood. What was your background as far as how did you get into the entertainment business?
Well, it's really a funny story because my mother, she put me in this agency, and and the man, he discovered Cheryl Tiegs and Linda Gray and all this,
Right.
Right.
And he knew Johnny Grant, and I wasn't like the prettiest one or anything, but in fact, they had this scholarship that somebody could get to be in Wilhelmina Agency,
Right.
And I would have given my eye teeth to be in it, and this girl got it, this friend of mine, and she didn't even care. She just threw it out the window, and I'm like, wait a minute, I just have always had kind of a passion for it.
So you've always
Wow.
felt inside of you had been drawn, because some kids are drawn at 1 and 2 and 3 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah,
You're
they
like,
are.
okay, they're born
are,
to be
yeah.
in this business. So did you feel like you were born to be in this business from young?
I took to it like a duck in water, and so
did.
and I did, and when I was like always that young girl with the frilly dress, and, and the little petticoat, with the brush singing in the mirror, like.
Okay. All right.
And I was the oldest of a lot of my cousins, and I
Okay.
think my parents back then, it was so funny. They'd have their, martinis and say, "Oh, Shelley, dance on the table for us," And to this day, my mom's like, you always want to be such a show off or this, and I said, it's your fault. You were the one who said dance on
Right,
the
right.
table, right? I mean,
But most people, unless they're shy, but a lot of the kids that are born to be that are a person that will come out there and start singing for you. I mean, I get that. I totally get that. So every kid is a different personality, and yours, you could tell it's sparkly. It's
you.
full of life. Even to after all these years, you represent joy and life. So you also have done ballet. I've seen. So when did you start with the ballet?
Well, I started ballet probably at the age of 3. I was doing gymnastics and tumbling and all that.
Wow.
And I loved it. And ballet was just something that my mother said, well, you were born, you need a better arch in your feet. And I had kind of hyperextended legs.
Right.
And so I worked at it and worked at it. And I just loved it. It gives you the grace.
Yes.
And so now I'm even teaching people like how to have great posture and
Yeah, I
take
can
care
see
of
that
themselves.
because
You
you
see that's the way I'm
carry.
sitting up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
great, Shelley.
Well, no, Shelley, that's great because in this day and time, so many kids in the entertainment business are lacking that. The music business doesn't develop anybody anymore.
Right.
The entertainment business, you can take some acting classes and know your mark and all these different things, but we need people who are going to teach you the class and how to hold yourself upright and the different things that etiquette that
Right.
we had when we were growing up, but the younger generation do not have it. So it's great to know that you are doing that.
Well, thank you. And I believe that, with the internet and the business, it's changing. And
Yeah.
they don't have like traditional classic ballet classes. It's all like hip hop and.
Right.
Right.
But People Magazine, they did this special edition on me because of Pretty Woman. Which
Right.
It's the 25th anniversary. We're celebrating.
Yeah.
That's
So
right,
wait,
Julia
before you go,
Roberts.
before
I
you
know,
go,
I
that, because she is the
great.
and Pretty Woman. When you
Yes.
see that body. Here she is. Here she is.
tell-
That on what we did. You had a poster earlier, but you left it. But the poster,
you wanna see that?
yeah, the one that,
yes, it's
well, we can't.
Yeah,
do-
with- well-
No, come on, you can come bring it over. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. This is and it's
Thank you,
Say,
Mike.
which part
This
are
is
you?
like a big, and well, this is
Okay.
my body right here, and then this is the other. This is the double.
Look,
Look at
that's
that.
her body on that poster.
Go on, Shelley,
Okay?
look at you.
Go, Shelley.
Amazing.
But I was in the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
and I was with her for 4.5 weeks,
Okay.
and I was with this modeling agency, and actually I was the double for Richard Gere, is an identical twin.
Oh, okay.
And so he brought me on set, and they had a body double, but she had really straight
Straight
legs,
legs,
right?
right.
And I did ballet, so he brought me in and goes, you have the legs. And so, but I've been prior to that, I was chosen out of 5,000 pairs of legs at 20th Century Fox for a movie called My Stepmother's an Alien, starring Kim Basinger and Dan Aykroyd.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Richard Chamberlain and Dan Aykroyd
Right.
chose my legs, and I was just at the Hollywood show last one, and I saw him, and I said, you were the guy that made my legs famous? And he was like, oh my gosh, because back then it was just starting body doubling. Nobody really knew what it was.
Right.
Well, is that true? I read something about your legs. Once upon a time, they insured it for $1 million. Your legs.
That's right.
Wow.
I carried insurance after I had to do Stepmother's and Alien. I had to be 25 feet up in the air,
Yeah.
bending over, putting on a nylon, because she comes down from space as this perfect, beautiful.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And that was right after she did 9.5 weeks, and
Wow.
everybody thought she was hot.
But to be insured by Lloyd's of London is pretty big, and only a few people actually get that insurance to $1 million. So those legs are well known.
Thank you. I know, it was so funny. I think at the
Famous.
time, Mary Hart on Entertainment Tonight back then, she was like, well, each one of my legs are at 1 million each. And she was teasing me. I'm like, and she's like, thanks to my husband.
Wow. Look at that.
But it's, I'm the one who kind of pioneered the business because they didn't
All
know
right.
what body doubles were.
Right.
Okay.
And so I did Kim Basinger and then Catherine Oxenberg. She was from, at the time doing Dynasty.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And she's royalty, and so there was like a thing in her contract where she couldn't do any, nudity or anything like that.
Right.
Right.
But I don't really, what I do. It's kind of kinesthetic acting, I call it, because it's not if you're showing a leg or a body part or something like that, and you have to keep your face up. It's very mechanical and kinesthetic.
Right.
Okay.
It's not all what it's made up to
To be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Behind the scenes.
No, but and the thing I love about it, a reason I thought it was very important to bring you on, because everybody is striving to be an actor and a singer and the top person, and you have become famous. You've had many interviews about you. It's in the records that how many people you have done. You are the pioneer for so many, and you did it by being the double.
Yes.
By being the person in the
That's
background
awesome.
that you didn't have. It's just like you didn't. You knew where your purpose was, and you went there and did that, and you did it with such excellence that people noticed. And
you.
I just love that about you. I think that your determination. I'm sure everything wasn't given to you. I'm
Right.
sure you don't have all the best accolades all the time,
Right,
but
right.
you went and kept on going and kept on trying. And of course, if your work is good, word of mouth is always going to happen. Word of
Right,
mouth is
right.
going to come about.
All
You
the
have to
time,
try
you
this
will.
girl. You have to do
Thank
this stuff. 85 actors you have done?
You want me to start running them off?
Sure, go for
Julia
it.
Roberts, Kim Basinger, Madonna, Barbara Streisand, Ann Archer,
Wow.
Claudia Christian, who else? Sandra Bullock. Let's see. Who else?
Sandra Bullock,
Ann
too.
Jillian, Ann Archer.
Okay.
That was one of my,
Archer.
that was one of my interesting ones. It was
Really?
because Dennis Hopper was
Uh-oh.
he was alive then. That was he won the make. Well, they had him like direct the scene,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and Ann didn't want to have anything to do with it. So they go to kiss and they're like, cut, put in the body double, and you know. And it was, and the director was like, oh, "Okay, go ahead, Dennis." And I'm thinking like Blue Velvet. It was like, and I guess I can say, but he kind of came to the trailer afterward, and he was like, "Hey, you want to continue that scene chewing on this licorice?" And I was like, "No, I'm just a body double."
Right.
You know,
Right.
So how was it working with all the different, artists, actors,
It's,
coming in, stepping in, and their different personalities?
Well, I think, every star is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I think you have to. It's kind of like miming them. So
Mm-hmm.
if they're, they have have to be happy or sad or scared
Right.
or passionate. That has to come through your body,
Right.
right? And kind of a funny story is when I was doubling Candice Bergen, and she was this bikini, she was in a one-piece bathing suit, and it was a story about her. It was called Tim, and she was, falling in love with this younger man.
right.
Okay.
And they really had to shoot it at the ocean.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So they put her in a wetsuit, but she's in a one-piece suit with a robe on, and then they want to go swim. So then, right when she's gonna take the robe off, cut, throw in the body double. So then, so I come in, and I start running like a ballerina, and the director's all, cut, cut, cut. What are you doing? She runs like an athlete, like this, So
Oh.
and
Right,
same with
right.
Julia Roberts.
Right.
She kind of,
Right.
to portray the
The actor?
the actress.
The actress
The
in,
scene.
in the scene, right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You had to-
actress.
you kind of had to like practice like
Yes.
kind of like walking like a cowboy or something. It's
Right,
like you
right, right. You have to really imitate the character in the movie.
exactly.
Right, right, right.
Okay.
I
And-
get that. I get that. So, tell me, what were some of your things you have had to go overcome? Because I know this didn't come easy.
Well, that's why I'm Miss Armed Forces, of course, and we're doing this combat abuse
Right.
campaign
Uh-huh.
and tour.
Okay.
And I just received best theme song, military theme song.
Oh,
Hey,
good.
great.
Thank you. And
That's
it's from
great.
a foundation called the Payne Foundation, who works with Reba McEntire in Oklahoma.
Okay.
But now I'm joining forces with them and bringing them to
That's
my
great.
side, to the military side. We're doing combat abuse
Oh, wow.
Oh, terrific.
because it's the husbands or the fathers of the children are leaving the wife and the children, and they're going to war,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and there's a lot of they come back, maybe they've been shot or they never
Oh,
be
yeah.
the same again,
Oh, yeah.
True.
right?
Yeah. That's
and
really
so.
tough.
And the loneliness that the families go through.
Yeah.
The
kids,
kids.
the spouse.
It's a whole cycle.
It's not easy.
It's a whole cycle.
It really is,
Not easy.
and that's why I like
Yeah.
what you do, because you're on the recovery part, the awareness and
Yes.
So with this campaign, it's you too can overcome and move on,
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
right?
Say it
great.
again.
Yes.
You, big U,
You,
two,
that's right.
number two, can CAN overcome and move on.
Okay.
That's great,
I
Jill.
And
love
make a
that.
difference. Thank
like
you.
that.
So, and this is from my heart this time. I mean, I know it's the 25th anniversary of Pretty Woman, and
Yeah.
I've been Miss Armed Forces for a long time. But this
how
this
long
time,
do-
I really, really, really want to help the military families, and that's why I've just developed a rewards program.
Right, right.
But we can get into that. In a minute.
Yeah, no problem. Tell me, but to get to this point where you are named world class, I mean, you have a lot of world class titles. I mean, you really do. What did you have to overcome in the business to become what you are? Well, what are some of the things you've overcome? Was it always handed to you easily, or did you have to fight and really work hard? Were you dealing with negativity? What were you dealing with?
Well, I think, to be honest with you, if you're going to be in the business,
Yeah.
and you want even your 15 minutes of fame, people are going to make pot shots at you. They're going to say,
they're
oh,
gonna
well,
do
I don't
that.
like this. You're
Right.
Right.
And I've learned. I remember Katharine Hepburn saying, if you really, really want to be in the business or an actor or actress, you have to like starve for it, hunger for it, want it with every cell of
Yeah.
your body.
Yes.
Right.
And I went to USC, and I was in the drama. I was a drama major, and John Ritter, the late John Ritter, was one of the teachers, helpers, or he helped teach. So I was trying out, or I didn't want to try out for this part of Marilyn Monroe in Bus Stop, and I didn't
Okay.
want to lead in my first play.
Right.
So I didn't try out, and about 30 girls did. And then I'll never forget, I was like in the theater there at USC in the green room, they call it, or the Green Theater, and which Marilyn Monroe did perform in.
Okay.
And John Ritter came up with the guy who's going to play Bo and says, "You're Marilyn." I go, "No, I don't want to play that part." They're
Really?
like,
He came
"You're-"
to you.
He
and
came. Yeah, they came to
singled you
me.
out. Wow.
And so they really got behind me because they said, you're really not an A outstanding student, but if
Okay.
you stick with us, we'll stick with you because we
Right.
think you have natural comedy timing, and and I was a trained dancer all my life, and I just really I did it because I enjoy it, and for some reason I think it's in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it.
You
Yeah.
know, like I
Yeah,
said,
you just know it's
she has a
inside you.
purpose.
Yeah.
And you sound like you have determination. You didn't let anything stop you. And you have passion for it. So if you know what
Yeah.
you're doing, you're determined, and you have passion, you're learning from other people. So a lot of these young women out there and men who are trying to get into this business and get naysayers from family, friends, and people who are making it hard, like you said, you have to have it with all passion, right?
Absolutely.
You have to do this with all your might, or don't do it at all.
True.
It doesn't matter what people say about you,
Right.
Or how negative.
I think, that's, one thing, I guess you have to kind of desensitize yourself from the negativity, and
Okay.
just
You
always,
have to,
and kind of like
or
let it
eat
roll
you
off
up.
your back, like water off a duck's back, I
Right.
always say.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to.
Because, I've had a firsthand, when I was at USC, I was like, queen of the row, homecoming queen, prima ballerina, lead of the play, and I ended up getting an outstanding student scholarship and going to Edinburgh and doing
Right.
15
Great.
plays, and I had 6 leads and 15
Wow.
plays.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, it was
So she prepared herself.
Oh, I
She
love-
got her education and prepared herself.
exactly. And
great.
and I I hate to say it, but my own family didn't support me, and they said, you just think you're so hot and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
always kind of rained on my parade. And
I know that must have kind of hurt you there.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
You
we've
know,
been
when that
there. We've been
happens,
there. I mean,
yeah.
not every family member is going to. There's always going to be the negative.
Always.
And
Right.
I like that you're talking about
family.
this
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
at one point we had a show and we talked about get away from those people because how did you deal with your family telling you all this?
well, I just said,
I know it hurt.
well, and even to today, it's funny because here I am, like really putting my heart out to try to help military families,
Right.
and they don't understand that I'm really I've always been kind of a Pied Piper type, great
Yeah.
with kids, and
Right,
and
right.
and the proud to be an American, my heart's red,
Right.
white, and blue for you, and I've always been like for people. I'm very passionate towards what, and sympathetic towards what you need, because I
Right.
think that's what a lot of stars have that I've admired,
Right.
is that they're humble,
Oh, I
Yes.
love that.
and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
open, and I know we're going to be doing the Hollywood show on October 31st, and
Okay.
I was talking to Martin Landau, and he was like, he was like, that's great to have a vision and stick with it. And
Yeah.
just
Yes.
keep.
And she definitely
Yeah.
has.
Yeah. You did.
You did, yes,
you.
and you said like your family is telling you the negatives, but you've pushed on through, right?
No matter
Even though
what.
if it hurt you, you still pushed on through it, right?
Exactly, because and I'm very religious, and I just said, God has a plan for you, and
He does.
He does.
He really does.
He really does. That's what this show is about. Knowing that He is the author and finisher of our faith.
Yes.
So we have to understand where we're going and know that He's in control. You can't, when somebody comes into the world, they have a purpose and a journey. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your uncle, your cousins don't have that same vision, so they're not going to understand your journey.
Exactly.
They're not going to understand it. So you have to understand it, and you need
That's
to
your
know what you're
vision.
doing.
Yeah.
And
Thank
you go
I
forward
need, I
in
need
it.
that right now, because I'm trying to do this, launch it, and I Do you want me to talk about what I'm doing to?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about. She is doing a world tour on combat
Abuse.
Abuse, yeah.
for military families.
Do you have
and
the
it's-
CD? I could show that.
Let me see.
Really?
I
Oh.
think I do. Combat families and
It's for actually it's
yeah. Explain a little bit about it.
Well, it's a rewards program. It's called Military Rewards USA,
Okay. Yes.
and I'm.
You find it.
It's
Yeah.
going to be we're actually going to be like premiering the site and everything coming out with
This is a
my
CD.
first show coming up in 2 weeks over down at
Alright.
Camp Pendleton.
That's great.
But it's freedom from abuse, and this is freedom from combat abuse. I don't know if you
That's
can
great.
see that.
Yeah. Hold it up for the camera there.
And when I got best theme song, I thought, well, you know what I'm going to do is instead of everybody thinking, oh, take, I'm
Right.
going to really give back because that's what I want to do to help
Right.
families.
That's good.
Right.
Right, and so
That's good.
this is it's kind of like a Groupon, but it's for anything that will help. The families, whatever they need, any
So
necessities.
a certain
household.
percentage goes to them if they buy off of your Groupon site and your program or whatever your whatever it is that you're doing. They get a percentage.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Exactly.
Explain to a little bit.
Well, the foundation gets a percentage, but whoever, like if it's a restaurant or, I don't know, a hairdryer company or jewelry or something like that,
Right.
they get, they will get a percentage of every sale, and then some goes to the foundation.
Right.
But they get free publicity throughout the whole tour. And I'm just
Okay.
collecting, like I have hoverboards for the kids. And I'm coming out with this, it's kind of like a Willy Wonka bar. It's a USA bar, and
Right.
I'm putting a red, white, and blue ticket, not a golden ticket in it.
Oh,
So
okay.
that, kind of, so the kids, because I'm a mother, I have a 10-year-old daughter who's
Oh, yeah.
a little,
Okay.
little
Oh, by
miss.
the way, she
Yes.
is a single mother,
Yes.
and she's been doing this all as a single mother.
Yes.
Single, that's right, and that's another challenge. But this time it's to help military families
Yeah.
and
Right.
But it's important to say that because there are single mothers out there
Yes.
feeling overwhelmed. But you did this being a single mother.
Like, how can you do it? Yeah. When you're doing it.
well, I'm trying to. I mean, so we're doing a lot of women empowerment and awareness, and
Yes.
because especially nowadays, I think that there's kind of a mixed signal with the kids
Yeah.
because of our situation with economics and things. It's not so
Right.
easy, right? I mean, it's
Right.
Nope.
and no, and
Not at all.
so I think we kind of need, that's why I liked when the Pope came in. It was like, because I'm on a board at one of my churches all about what he's trying to do, but it's like one love. It's like, get together and, get off your high horse and
Right.
help, each other in this world for the future of our children.
Exactly.
And don't be like, I don't want, do this and that, don't be like, poo-poo on the parade or whatever.
No.
It's like he's actually saying, everybody's been through despair and hardship and
Yes.
Right.
horrible,
The whole
horrible,
world.
horrible things, right? I mean, and
a lot of
but
that
he's
going on.
trying, and I really think that that's the message that I'm trying to do is lift everybody up and see if we can get, some what people need, get them what
That's a
they
great
need,
thing.
whatever
Yeah.
they need,
That's
and that we're on
absolutely.
your side. We're here for you because
right.
we want to empower you.
Yes.
So the foundation will deal with financial hardship, right? That's my
Yes.
understanding. And it will give people counseling and help
Mm.
and bring awareness to this abuse issue that military families suffer from, the different aspects of it. So
Yeah.
give me a little understanding of what the foundation is doing.
Well, I'm like the Marilyn Monroe of it, the front face.
Right,
So I
right.
come out and
Okay.
and I perform and recently.
That's the actual tour. That's what you're going to do in tour. But what does the foundation
Do.
Oh,
when
I'm
people
sorry.
start
Well,
to
no,
and
well, that
when
was-
people start to help or want to be involved in this? What is the foundation going to do for the families?
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say because
Oh.
Patty McCall from the Payne Foundation, who's uniting with me, joining me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She does all the like motivational speaking stuff, and to overcome and move on because she has quite the story.
All right.
Right.
And so, but instead of her help this time like towards just the general public or whoever, it's we're concentrating on military families, and so there's a lot of like speeches or motivational
Right.
times that they can come and talk with Patty, and I'm doing a kind of combat thing with defense video because I do martial arts.
Okay,
Oh,
you
okay.
do.
Martial
Okay, she
artist
does
too?
martial arts
Well, I'm a
too.
ballerina, so I can like
know that.
Okay,
And so, well,
What don't you do, Shelly?
no,
You're amazing.
that's good. I mean,
That's great.
Hey,
I teach
we
you how to
as-
fight them off. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, we as women need to encourage other women
that's right.
and what they can do. You're just an example how powerful you can be if you put your mind to something. You didn't let anything stop you. And I want to reiterate on that because if you know her story, if you know how hard she has worked to get where she is, you'll understand that this didn't come easy. I mean, yes, she put herself in places. She got educated. She did the things that she had to do. But we all know that this doesn't come easy, and she did it anyway. And that's why I want you as women to know. Just put your mind, find out what your purpose is, put your mind to it, and you can make this happen. It doesn't matter what you are. And don't listen to the people around you. That's like she
Right.
said. Don't listen to the people around you. You do what you know you're supposed to do, and God will make a way. He will open up the doors because he said he knows the plans he has for you.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so that's why Shelly is here to tell you what she does. That's why I bring these guests on.
Thank you.
Because you are like my guest life coach. You're telling them what it takes to be whatever. And then she has so many programs. She's starting a world tour to help the military families. She's going to, it sounds to me like there will be some motivational to let them come to that, but also
Yes.
help them with financial hardship, help them with different things that they may be going through, which the military needs.
Exactly.
Because I have a lot of military families. And
do?
and
Yeah.
I was a military
Military
wife.
brat. You said
No, wife.
were you-
I
I thought
was.
you called yourself a military
And-
brat.
No,
didn't
no,
you?
no, 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 no. Military
Somebody-
wife. So I know
Military
what it's
wife.
like when they go on Westpac.
Were you in the military?
No, no, no.
Oh,
No,
not
I
you.
wasn't.
No, no, no. Well, but when they go on Westpac and you don't see them for 6 months, and you have to figure this out for 6 months. So
That's
I
right.
know I've been through that. So there's a lot of things military families need, and it's a passion for me because it runs in my family. I've been through it, so I know what you're talking about. And so.
So,
This
so
is
your
important.
husband took off, or
Well, he was at the time my ex-husband.
Okay.
Not husband, ex-husband. Well, he was in Westpac. You know when you're in the Navy, they have to
Right.
do that 6-month run
Uh-huh.
where they go into the Indian Ocean. You don't see him for 6 months. In that time, you get an allotment, and usually it doesn't cover much, and you have to pay your rent, take care of the kid. The kids don't see the father. You try to. Now it has Skype. Back in my day, it didn't have Skype. We actually wrote letters and we sent package. Now you can Skype and do different things, but it still is a void for the children. It's a
Absolutely.
void for
Yeah.
you. You get into this marriage and then you don't see this man for 6 months. So sometimes it's even getting to know each other again because they're so into, that military life. Military life is a different life. And then when they come back and you're in civilian life, you
Trying
have
to
to
readjust.
readjust
Readjust,
and
yeah.
get to know each other as husband and wife, and then the children, and it's a lot. It's a lot that they have to go through, and financial hardship
exactly.
is
I don't know
a
how they
big
do it.
issue.
My heart
I
goes
know.
out because I mean I do have like a little bit of an antidote though. It's
You did.
I forgot to tell you, but it's
Okay.
It's something, but it's I call it reboot.
Okay.
All right, reboot.
And,
So
and
definitely.
I tried to teach people how to, to maybe, find that place, that special place inside your heart here,
Right.
and that warm place that makes you kind of, where you feel safe, right?
Right.
And use kind of like an anchor, like Tony Robbins teaches. I don't know
Right,
if you like
No,
go
I
like
know.
this or whatever. That brings back that place when you're in fear or abuse, and try to reboot or desensitize your mind from the abuse, so it kind of goes to a positive place instead of a
Negative.
back to that negative,
Yeah.
fearful.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
That's a
right,
good-
because
You like that?
you need to absolutely, because you need to do that in every aspect of our lives. We have to reboot, because even in the entertainment business, you know what it's like to go. You get called in from your agent to audition, and then you go there, and everybody's there, and you're like, okay, they didn't pick me this week, this next week, next month, and you're going through, and then there's time that the agent doesn't call you at all, and you just feel, dejected, and you feel like you're not. You have nothing, but the thing is, you have to get to a point that you reboot. And
you
you
reboot,
realize you
exactly.
have to figure out, okay, I'm going in this direction here.
Yeah, don't let it
Yeah.
get
And
you
it
down.
doesn't matter what I'm going through. Maybe I need to go take a couple of more classes. Maybe I need to do some, figure it out. But so many people are crumbling in depression and sitting there not doing anything. And some people are committing suicide. Some people are doing stuff because they don't know how to reboot. That is really powerful.
Thank
what
you.
you
We'll
said.
work on it
Great.
together then. I mean,
Yeah, it's very
Absolutely.
powerful.
I've actually spoken at detention centers, and Patty wants me to do some safe houses because I'm a Eucharist minister. I'm actually a minister, and
Okay.
I bring the Eucharist to the sick at the hospitals, like Kaiser
Okay.
Hospital here, and yeah. And I don't know if I guess my great grandfather was a priest, and my dad went to St. John's Military School with my uncle John Winneman, who started KLOS.
Okay,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, and so I've kind of always been in the business, and I just thought, well, now this time it's like I want to make a difference in showing people that you can make yourself better. You can get over it. You can heal,
Absolutely.
and
You
you
can.
too can overcome and move on.
Exactly,
You can.
exactly. And
Takes some
so,
work.
but then also you have an event you're going to be happening on the 31st, something like that, something soon.
Yes, it's the 25th anniversary of Pretty Woman, so finally I get to be in the show.
That's great.
I like that.
I no, really. And,
Yeah, let's hold it
oh,
up.
there,
folks.
and so
See that?
it's
Pretty
gonna
woman?
it's October 31st.
Yeah.
Down
So
at
the 25th anniversary.
It's a
Yeah.
25th anniversary of Pretty Woman, and then I'm going to be there signing with all the fabulous stars. I mean, I guess there's Martin Landau and Morgan Fairchild and Diane Cannon and Richard Thomas. Who else is going to be there? Say over 60 celebrity, and I'm hoping that
Okay.
you're going to come down. And then I will be also in the Christmas parade this year.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
Finally, I get to ride with all the Army and soldiers. and all
Right,
kinda-
right.
and
That would be
terrific.
amazing. Love that.
Isn't that cool? So,
Yeah, that is
really
really cool. So, so people can come. Tell people how they can come down and see this event. Is this open to the public? So it is open to the
yes,
public.
it is open
Yes.
to the public, and it's you go to hollywoodshow.com, or I don't know if you want, or I'm at missarmedforces.com.
Okay.
Tell them a little
Yeah,
bit
that's
about
fine.
how they can get in touch with you.
Well, you can go to missarmedforces.com
Okay.
or bodydouble.com, and you can get event information, what's coming up, and we're actually just launching it and putting it up. It's going to be really cool. So I'm hoping to
Great.
come back so I can show you
Oh
more
yeah.
stuff because
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
boy,
We'll have you
it's
back.
been I was actually in Nashville this summer, and that's when I got the best theme song. So it's like kind of quick,
Uh-huh.
but I've just decided, I'm moving ahead and marching forward, and we're going to help these people overcome. And I don't care if they're going to be negative.
that's
That's
a good
their
thing.
problem. I'll pray for them.
Right, exactly. And this album this is just the theme song, but then there's going to be a full album, right?
Yes, we do through the Pain Foundation. They do like movies and music CDs every year. So
Okay.
working on a third one, and it's all about freedom from the pain and freedom from abuse. That's what mine is: freedom from
Wow.
abuse,
Yeah.
freedom from the pain.
Right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's a blessing. So that's not only going to be, it's going to have a CD, and the CD is going to be put out pretty soon, right?
Yes, we have a new one that's coming up with everything. I'm looking actually for artists and stuff like that who want to be
Right.
on the CD.
Okay.
Anything that has to do with overcoming pain, overcoming abuse,
Right.
Okay.
and dealing with it.
So did you hear that? They're looking for artists and writers
That's
and
right.
producers
Yes.
who can come on this project.
Yes, so, yeah.
Yes.
So you can submit over at Well, right. I guess the best one to go to is bodydouble.com because everything is there. You can kind of go to Miss Armed Forces and
Right.
the Pain Foundation from there.
And when will this be marketed? Where will this be on the Pain Foundation? Where will this music be marketed?
Oh, it will be in the military rewards, which is militaryrewards.usa.com. And I'm also adding products right now, the first 50 products. And if anybody has something they've, want to have, the military families enjoy, whether it be food or
okay.
clothes or
Right.
tires or air, or vacuum cleaner, whatever, anything.
And it's also going to be on that tour, right? Is it going to be the CD is going to be sold on the tour that you guys are going to do?
we have CDs, tours, movies, because I produce movies as well.
Okay.
And I'm actually I have this. I don't know. I've not really never talked about it, but I'm moving towards the new digital era in in streaming and all that, and
Right.
kind of gearing up for that.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm cutting a lot of movies now, or into this kind of format, my new concept
Right.
for the future. I'm like a little bit ahead of the curve, and I like to say I'm like the wizard behind the curtain, because I don't want people, but 'cause I don't want my family to hate me and everything, because I'm
Yeah.
Don't worry
I'm
about
so
that.
afraid to say things now. It's like I'm
know.
sorry for
Please don't hate
No,
us.
no, 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 no. You have to
But-
remember everything that you do
That's part of
is
it.
for someone else.
That's right.
That's right.
And so we can't
And you're
worry
empowering.
about if the family doesn't understand or the friends don't understand. We have to do this. Like even the show,
Yeah.
it's not for me. It's for everyone out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is something that every week I have to be very careful who I put on the show. I have to make sure that it's actually directed in the way that it has to, because someone is watching, someone is listening that needs to hear this. Somebody needed to see you.
Thank you.
Somebody needed to know what your journey was, because they're going to their journey. And it doesn't matter. Look, you've been at it for years, and as you get older, people throw you out, but you continue to make a way. You continue to create your own lane, and I love that.
Thank
and,
you.
and you have your own daughter. She's 10 years old.
She's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle, and she's my little Miss Armed
Oh,
Forces.
little
And I have
Michelle
a,
too.
That's cool.
I have a song called Magic President, but it's Proud to be American, and it's about, knowledge, education, and it's all for, for the kids. And I'm also doing an event coming up in Dallas all about children trafficking.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
really?
Yeah, and with
okay.
actually for John Ritter's cousin, Ty Ritter. It's so funny. But and he's very, very into it. He's been doing, oh my gosh.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's amazing. They'll take 3-year-old kids and whatever, and they will traffic them and sell them, and
Wow,
and it's almost
terrible.
like they just kidnap them and steal them. So what he does is come in and just
Yeah.
and just get the kids and just get them away from them.
This is John Ritter's cousin.
Yeah, that's right, Ty Ritter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ty Ritter.
So I'm going to be doing
So
something
we
in
now
Dallas.
both learned
yeah.
something new. Wow.
Yes.
And with him, because I'm really like the red, white, and blue kind of. I'm trying to represent
Right.
that we're here to support you. It's all about support.
Support.
Right.
And the
Always.
kids, they love to dance, and they can get up there and have like that moment of joy
Yes.
with me, and which is all that's my give back. If I can just get into their hearts just a little bit and make them smile or something, give them.
Doesn't that feel good?
That feels good. That
to
yeah.
Yeah.
Give back to the children and
Yeah.
have them receive that.
Well, but if we really watch, what's going on today, we just had that mass murder at that school,
Oh, I
and
know the Oregon.
and
oh,
and
ridiculous.
and the different things that are happening to people today between children, and I just don't understand what's going on. I'm a lot of people for guns. I really not. I just think there need to be better laws talking about that, but. We are supposed to be here and be humble enough to help each other, band together,
Yes.
make a difference.
We have
A lot
to.
of times, in this industry, people get self-absorbed
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
don't want to do anything. They have we've had discussions. We've
Yeah,
talked
we
about
have.
with the money some of these people have, what a difference that can be made out there. And I understand they have their foundations and they get their tax write-offs, but I'm talking about the passion to really help.
Yeah.
Now, there are
Right.
some that are passionate about it, and I love them for that. I mean,
Thank
thank
God for
you.
those.
But the ratio of how many's doing it versus how many that have the money to do it, and
the
then
power.
people like you and I who are not filthy rich is trying to band together
Right.
to make a difference and to do some great things
Yeah.
around the world. But how much more can we all come together? The viewers, the people that are out there that can get together and make
Exactly.
something happen.
Well, that's what we're trying to do is, and, again, I always go back to what the Pope was doing. I'm bringing everybody here, more like one love, understand each other and help each other. But I mean, honestly, I feel that through social media
All right.
Yes.
and, terrorism and all this kind of stuff, that the kids, there isn't that, before it was kind of like, they have classic training, there's more etiquette.
Right.
Right.
It seems to all kind of be, maybe
it's thrown
so,
together now.
Yeah, it's thrown. Yeah,
It
it's,
is.
and they don't have the time to really, teach the kids this is right from wrong, and you know, and especially with military families, because one of the parents off or something like that, right?
Right.
And you know, so I mean, to me,
Well, but like you're saying, social media is raising our children.
exactly.
And let's put it real.
Absolutely.
They're raising our
It is.
children. You know, before, people didn't have access to that. Like I said, now they can Skype. Back in the day, I used to have
Right.
to send care packages. But today, you have 2-year-olds with iPads. They're starting
Exactly.
this young.
Yeah.
And from the games to the television, and I'm not saying they're not more high tech than us and more educated in that sense, but at the end of the day, social media is if you really watch how some people are being bullied cyber wise,
That's
Yeah, they really
huge
are.
right
that
now.
is big,
they really
and
are.
it's so mean. Like, why are you so? But I think it's because they don't have a face and they can just write what they want. They want to destroy people, and I just think that's
Yeah, they
so
do.
horrible. And then you have the situations where the obscene, the stupid videos that are on social media is the thing that goes a million views because it's
Yeah.
funny.
Right.
It's something that is a spectacle. So let's view that, and the kids are seeing that. But things that are empowering, you may get 30 views, 20 views. Yeah.
Right, right,
I-
right.
That's
you know, it's the reality. Even,
really
even
is.
the show, no matter how much I get back, oh, this was powerful, and it was great and empowering, it will never have those views right now.
Right.
That I always think God can do anything. Don't get me wrong, because He can have it.
That's true.
But if you put somebody walking down the street naked and jiggling or whatever, you will get more views on that. Or somebody
right.
acting beaten up.
It's a shock value, right?
Yes.
It really is.
And you know what? Another thing that really irritates me
What's that?
is the fighting videos. The
Oh,
kids fighting.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Oh my
I
gosh.
cannot
Yeah.
stand that. It is the most obscene thing I
Yeah.
have ever seen.
It's
They
out-
are
it's out of
always
control.
fighting.
It's out of
And
control.
and they get millions of views, and I'm like, "Well, you're promoting this?"
Yeah, so they think that's right.
Yeah.
You know, they
so
think
the
it's
younger
right to
gen,
fight.
let me go
They
do
do.
a video on
They do.
fighting. Let me go do a video on bullying.
Exactly.
You know, it doesn't make any sense.
And that's how they get
Yeah.
their attention, is through doing it the wrong way, through
Right.
violence and stuff, because that's what social media is teaching them now.
Right.
Right.
And so, you know, I have like a more of a classic, you know, nostalgic training behind me. So I'm trying to bring that back more the old school. you
Yeah,
know.
but the
They should-
parents have
Yeah.
to want to bring their children up different, because in this day and age, I am feeling so sorry for the next generation coming
Me
up.
too. I think it's
Seriously.
It's scary.
You know, like
is.
once your daughter has her kids, what is going to go on?
Yeah.
What is going to go on? Because I don't see etiquette. People, you know, there's very few kids that know about etiquette, about guys, how to raise. There are still some people still teaching their children to raise them right. But a
And
lot of
how-
them are disrespectful.
And
You
how,
see them
how
in
sexual everything is on TV, movies, how they just desensitized everything.
Oh
you know.
gosh,
Oh,
we
I
talk
know.
about
I
that
mean,
all the
it's
time.
just like,
Sexuality's been
it's-
desensitized, and it's like, well, we need to
I
be.
just don't get it, you know.
yeah.
It needs to be in your face, and it's like at the end of the day, I just maybe I'm old school, whatever it is, but it's just too much.
Right.
And you're seeing 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds seeing this, and then you're seeing them tape this and put this on
Yeah,
YouTube.
but yeah, and it's right on their. Well, you know, I mean, in a way, I think that you know, we need to kind of pull back and not allow children to, you know, see this kind of stuff. And and there's a big movement going on in like performance rights with Screen Actors Guild and all
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
And even with my new thing, I have like a tracking system. You know, and just I think you know, there's kind of a big gap in like, you know,
It does- it
data
is.
and
Yeah.
gigabytes and all this stuff and what
Yeah.
they can, you know, see and use up. It needs
Yeah.
to be a little more, you know, I think there is good news around the corner that maybe it's going to be, you know, more segregated. Like this is what you can only see, or maybe
Yeah,
I don't know,
they
some
need to
kind of
do
levels
something. Yeah.
that would,
Yeah.
because you know, Europe and Asia and everything, they're so much further ahead of us in the
Yeah.
social
True.
media.
Yes,
it is
they
social,
are.
but there is a lot of corrupt.
Yeah.
And even down, I'm so happy the cyber side is starting to be investigated with where they found the subway guy and found out the child pornography that he was dealing with.
yeah.
And they found that through his
Jared.
computer, right, Jared.
Oh,
and all
okay.
this stuff,
Yeah.
the cyber police, what are they called?
Which
The
one?
people who look over the cyber and they see
Right.
who's doing
regulate
child
it.
pornography and different things like that. I'm glad they're investigating more of that because we have to protect our children. And I understand that a lot
Exactly.
of young kids are having young kids and they don't know how to do, raise them right. But at the end of the day, no one is perfect. I'm not saying any parent is perfect. I understand that. We're not perfect.
Nope.
But there should be some sort of standards that we know that,
Yeah.
a boy, how to act, a girl, how to act.
Yes.
So we can at least have some decency to go on because the way it is, I'm wondering if there will be any decency.
Well, in a way, my daughter, it's funny because growing up with a mother like me who's in the arts and everything, and a ballerina and and a dancer singer, and it's kind of been a fast lane for her.
Right.
Right.
But I kind of thought, like common sense and, okay, if you see nudity, it's not right. If you see this,
Right.
this cuss word, it's not right.
Right.
So kind of it's in the reverse. Instead of teaching them the good, you want to almost show them these are the bad things.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's not right. And just,
We saw something that was very shocking on Facebook. This guy does pranks, and he got permission from the parents to see if
Oh,
if their child would go along with
Being abducted.
being abducted, and these kids were 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and he was on the internet saying that who he was, I'm this guy, I'd like to meet you, and
Right.
where's your mom, where's your dad, can you meet with me, can you sneak down, are they asleep? And so the parents agreed to go along with the prank, and they were shocked to see that their little daughter in the middle of the night, 8, 9, 10 years old, sneaking out to go meet this guy.
oh
And-
my God.
and then
they got
Yeah.
her to do it.
yeah,
and
but
they
the
got her to
parents
do it.
was in the back of
Yeah.
the van or the parents was around.
And he got in the car. The kid comes outside and gets in the car, and then the parents in the back seat, and they just, what are you doing?
it,
Are you kidding me? What are you doing? Do you know this? He could take you away, and
Yeah.
we'll never see you again. it's
Exactly.
just-
Yeah.
And the kid starts crying.
Crying,
But it was
yeah.
a reality check. And I thought it was pretty nice.
And the kid didn't
thing.
know, right? That
Yeah.
that was
No,
a
the kid actually was going to meet this person that he had been
Yes.
talking to them for a few weeks on Facebook. So they had gotten a relationship together, and now this kid was wanting to come meet him. Although he was a grown man, but he put a picture of a young kid,
okay.
another young person, a teenager.
Yeah.
And so it was very fascinating, the study, because the parents were like, no, my child would never do that.
And the kid
And they
fell
were
right-
shocked
And they
to
would never
find
do
out.
that. They would, yeah.
Because
The kids
social
did it.
media
Social
is
media.
so much of an influence upon them.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful what we're doing.
Absolutely.
That's why I said it's important for us to have the etiquette classes like you're doing. It's important for us to still go out there and do the tours that you're doing. It's important to do the things that you're doing because people need to see something that lifts them up, that goes
Exactly.
out there. And it's
So
not
important.
always about dropping it like it's hot or whatever it is.
No.
It's about
Right.
realness.
But it's like get with the times now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the times are that,
America's hurting, and we need to heal each other.
And the Pope just came in and said it. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to, everybody's been
other.
in despair. Everybody's been through hardships. But now is the time
Help a neighbor.
to help your neighbor, be one
Yeah.
together and try to,
So
get
true.
the world ready for the future of our children. If you think it's like bad now,
Yeah.
I mean, so it's up to you. You got to make a difference because,
That's right.
Yeah.
Please.
I think it's, people, don't be jealous. Be humble and try to help people. And now
agree.
more than ever, because you know
I
what?
agree, Shelley.
Thank you. That's what that's
Yeah.
the future of our kids. And I would just hate to see, what are they going to do? Jumping off bridges or something. You want to teach them, something.
And so
that-
many of them
Yeah.
are committing suicide. And so many of them
they don't
are
need
going-
to be.
Right, they don't need to be. So, Shelley,
Yeah.
tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, what you're doing.
few-
Before we leave,
seconds
I
to
want
go.
them to know a little bit. Again, tell them how they can find you.
Well, I'm Miss Armed Forces, and you can find me at Miss Armed Forces.com or bodydouble.com. And I'm going on tour to campaign for military families,
Right.
combat abuse in any
Okay.
way.
And this
And-
tour starts when?
And the Stewart, well, we kind of started this summer in Nashville
Okay.
when I was at
Okay.
the CMAs. But I'm doing Camp Pendleton. We're starting in about a week from now, and
Okay.
and then I'll be at the Hollywood Show and the Hollywood Parade, and it's
The Hollywood shows for Pretty Woman, 25 years, right?
25 years, and then it's a donation to the military, and you get a Willy Wonka bar, or my Miss USA bar,
Oh,
or
okay.
you get a free picture. And they're letting military in free, and 2 of their family members 50% off.
Oh, great.
And a little ticket to
That's
come
good.
see me, so you can get your, and
Terrific.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to having you join forces as well with
Oh,
us
absolutely.
on recovery.
Oh,
and
yes, we
Absolutely.
are.
awareness because, and you
So
know,
important.
Yeah, it's so important, and I think that it just time. If you want to make a difference, we have to change the world. It's not funny. We are
Yes.
here, to combat abuse
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and whatever you want to talk about. So come on down and have some fun and feel good about yourself.
Yes.
Exactly, and what you're
That's
doing.
the best.
So Shelly Michelle, the amazing Shelly Michelle,
Thank you, Miss Armed
is
Forces.
doing.
I actually go by
Miss
Shelly.
Listen.
I added Shelly Michelle Wynn, Winn,
Okay.
Yes.
because of my my credits as Miss Armed Forces.
Okay.
Which I was brought in actually through Johnny Grant at KTLA
Yes.
Channel 5,
Okay.
and
I remember Johnny.
at the time this William Adrian agency he had like a pageant,
Uh-huh.
and they put me in it, and and I won. I couldn't believe somebody else didn't get
Right.
it. And I've been doing it since 1987. And I was even flown out to the USS Ranger. I performed for over 200,000 and spoke to
She's incredible. Like I'm telling you, you as a woman can do what she's done. Just get up, like I said, this is Woman Empowerment Month. I am so happy that we brought Shelly on. We are going to join forces and do
That's
some
right.
incredible things
Yes,
with
we
her.
are.
Stay tuned. She'll be back and with some more friends to tell you some more things that she's doing. I want you guys to know that there's nothing that you cannot do. There's
right.
nothing. You can be a single mother. You can be without money, but you can build. You can know your purpose and walk in it. We at the
Please.
Recovery Switch are here to empower you, and I want you to get up and get on to your purpose. Lord, the Lord has instructed us to do this for you. And Chuck,
Yes.
thank you. We had another great show.
Yes, yes,
We had the
thank you.
incredible Shelly Michelle Wynn.
Oh, thank you
Enjoyed
so
your
much.
company.
And we are thanking you as the viewers for joining us tonight, and we will see you next Sunday.
That's right.
God bless.
God bless. Come combat abuse.
All right. Take care.
You're listening to The Recovery Switch, where victory lives with Nicole Elizabeth Squires, only on LA Talk Radio.